What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to X-Men's Expanding Universes, where today we finalize the story of what if BEERUS woke up in the future timeline. Now, it has been a long time since the last part, and I'm sorry about that. I was supposed to get this out almost a damn month ago, but you know, life kind of hits you where you don't expect it, and yeah, here's the video today. So, if you guys haven't caught up with the other parts, there will be a playlist, and soon enough, the full story to this, so make sure you guys stick around for that one. If you've already checked out the last parts, then we can begin the story. Since the last part, and Videl get married, I was supposed to get this out almost a damn month ago. And at the same time, train. Life kind of hits you
Goku
where
would teach
you don't
Gohan
expect
the
it.
instant transmission.
Here's the video today. So
studying.
if you guys haven't caught up with the other parts, there will be a playlist and
training,
soon
studying,
enough the
and
full
most of
story
all,
to this. So
family
make sure you
time.
guys stick around for that one.
He would turn away from the Kai's training, not out of spite or anything, but to become stronger and to finally rival Gohan. Trunks would decide that since Broly was in Universe 6 and Gohan wasn't training with BEERUS, BEERUS wouldn't have too much company. BEERUS would be surprised that Trunks would want to go from creation to destruction and would tell Trunks that it isn't a light task, with Trunks swearing that he will soon enough be able to conquer this power. BEERUS would be impressed to see this change in Trunks, with Trunks then training with BEERUS. He wouldn't learn Super Saiyan God, but he would be building up to something even better. Saxo would also be training in the world of the Kais, where his progress would be going very well. Time would pass, and on Earth, Gohan would currently be training with Videl in the gravity chamber until Bulma stopped them to say that they have visitors. They would go outside to find Agent Jocko and Agent Beerus. Beerus would introduce himself and request their help against Moro after having reports of them defeating Majin Buu. Gohan and Videl would accept and head to New Namek. Beerus would tell Gohan about Moro's techniques and his power draining ability, and Gohan would need to make a plan. He would need to defeat Moro without getting his power drained, and at the same time, stop Moro from using the Dragon Balls. Gohan would then contact Dende, telling him to use the Earth's Dragon Balls to teleport the Namekians to Earth and their Dragon Balls. Dende would do so, and Moro would notice that something's wrong. He doesn't sense the Dragon Balls anymore. Moro would get irritated by this and would tell Cranberry to head back to the ship, but before they do, he would get binded up by Beerus. Moro would look over to see Cranberry knocked out next to Videl, and Moro would be outraged, telling Beerus to let him go, with Beerus not budging. Gohan would then land down, telling Moro that if he doesn't comply, he will kill him. Moro would raise an eyebrow and begin to laugh hysterically, asking Gohan who he is, with Gohan saying that he is the one who can defeat him. Moro would be pissed with this facade and would break out of Beerus' binding and charge for Gohan. Gohan would power up into Ultra Instinct Omen and gut punches Moro away, with Moro noticing that he coughed out energy and became even weaker. Where does magic go? Moro would then demand Gohan to know what he did, with Gohan stating that Moro's technique is to steal energy, while his is to return it. Gohan would say that he had trained with the master of spirit control, who had taught him a technique called Force Spirit Fission. Gohan would then go on to finish Moro by firing a Kamehameha, which would destroy Moro. Jocko would be very surprised. He thought Gohan would lose, and then have to retreat to Earth, and then get all the Z Fighters to have a climactic boss battle, but no. Gohan would chuckle, saying that even if Moro beat him, Gohan knows that there are others in the universe that would defeat him. Beerus would thank Gohan and Videl, with Videl saying that they should have given them a better challenge, with Beerus saying that, hey, they made it look easy. The couple would then head back to Earth for some rest and relaxation. We then head forward a few years later, with Gohan in a field, with him meditating. The grass around him would begin to swish around, as a little girl would then jump out of the grass and charge for Gohan, and Gohan would dodge, with Pan missing, and then transforming into a Super Saiyan. Pan would then rush forward and throw a punch, but Gohan would catch it with his finger, and Pan would become stuck. Pan would be confused on why she can't move, but then Gohan would release her, with her asking her papa what that was. Gohan would laugh, as he would pat his daughter's head, saying that maybe one day he will teach her. Videl would then fly over, asking the two if they are ready, with Gohan nodding. They would then hold on to Gohan as they would instant transmission to the World Martial Arts Tournament. They would all look around, with it seeming more like the traditional kind, with them then looking over to Bulma, with Bulma saying that she thought it would look better being traditional. Gohan would smirk, but then Pan would tug her father's shirt and point towards a certain group. Gohan would look over to see Vados and Champa and Broly with the Universe 6 Saiyans. Paragus would then greet his son, with Broly hugging his father. Gohan would go up to Broly, and Broly would give him a hug, with two other individuals then pushing Gohan aside and leaping onto Broly. Chilai and Lemma would then shout at Broly, demanding to know when they were going to be told about him going to a whole different universe. Broly would then smile as he would hug his friends on the ground, and then he would introduce his students to them. Chilai would ask, "What's the whole fuss behind these guys?" with Caulifla asking why she cares so much. Broly would then chuckle as the two would bicker, as Lemma would hold back Chilai and Kappa would hold back a Super Saiyan Caulifla. Gohan would then see the Kais alongside Saxo, with Gohan being surprised to see Saxo, with Saxo saying that he's here to participate in their tournament. Gohan would ask Saxo how he found out, with him then pointing over to Trunks. Gohan would then be surprised to see Trunks with Mai, but even more surprised to sense Trunks' power, with him being very impressed, with Trunks saying he's glad his old master hasn't become rusty. Everyone would have a great reunion, with everyone then meeting Little Pan, until BEERUS would arrive and yawn it all away. BEERUS would then say to get on with the tournament already, with everybody heading to sign up. They would watch Pan participate in the junior division and easily beat everyone, but then the tournament would begin. Hercule would be the announcer this time around, with him announcing the fights. Broly versus Trunks, Caulifla versus Videl, Kaba versus Gohan, and Kale versus Saxo. The crowd would go wild, waiting in anticipation, with Broly and Trunks then entering the stage. Trunks and Broly would enter the ring, with the two then beginning their battle, and Broly would be very ferocious, but Trunks would have an overwhelming sense of control of the battle. It would almost feel like Trunks was toying with Broly. Broly would power up into his Super Saiyan, almost blowing the entire ring away, but Trunks would repair the ring and burst into his ultimate form. Broly would then charge in, throwing a punch towards Trunks at tremendous speed, but Trunks would dodge it, with Broly looking on shocked, until Trunks would gut punch Broly so hard to the point where he would fall out of his Super Saiyan and fall out of the ring. The crowd would be shocked, as Trunks would be announced the winner. Everyone would be shocked to see this, with BEERUS smirking towards Trunks, and Trunks would give him a thumbs up. Videl and Caulifla would then enter the ring, with Caulifla being fired up after her altercation with Chilai, with Videl telling her to give it all she got. Caulifla would then power up into Super Saiyan 2 and charge forward, with Videl also charging forward, and the two would go into a brawl. Caulifla's attacks would be much heavier than Videl's, but Videl's was fast, and her attacks were fast too. Caulifla would fire a large blast towards Videl, but Videl would fire a Kamehameha back, and it would create a large explosion. The two would be tuckered out, with Caulifla saying for a human, she is hard as nails, with Videl saying that Caulifla has gotten way stronger since the tournament. Caulifla would say that this isn't her limit, as she would continue to power up and burst into Super Saiyan 3. Videl would be surprised and would gather all of her power into one punch and charge forward, with Caulifla doing the same, with Caulifla's attack being able to connect with Videl first. Videl would be knocked out of the ring, and Caulifla would cheer as she has won. Videl would smirk, accepting defeat, with Caulifla helping her up. Hercule would jump in the ring and hug his daughter, with the crowd cheering for this as he would point both of their hands up. Next would be Gohan and Kaba. Kaba would understand that he wouldn't be able to win, as Gohan is worlds past him, but he would want to show Gohan how he's improved. Kaba would also transform into a Super Saiyan 3, with Gohan being impressed and having to utilize Super Saiyan God to dodge Kaba, but soon enough he would eliminate him. The last round would be between Saxo and Kale, with Kale showing that she now has control over her berserk power. Saxo would also show that he's been able to master his training from the Kais, as he would confuse Kale by teleporting around the ring and with him using paralysis. Kale would have a hard time, but she would be able to overpower Saxo and then defeat him. The next round would be Trunks vs Caulifla, and Caulifla would put up the best fight she could, but she would be defeated as Trunks would be hiding his true power. Kale would also put up an impressive battle with Gohan, and Gohan would even have to go as far as to utilize Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Hercule would then announce the last battle between Gohan and Trunks, master and student, students trained by the gods. This is what Trunks has been waiting for years, and Gohan would know this. The two would begin to test out the battle, with Gohan starting out in Super Saiyan 2 and Trunks utilizing Ultimate. Trunks would tell Gohan not to hold back in this battle and to go full power, with Gohan agreeing to this, as he would want to see what Trunks has been hiding. Gohan would power up into Master Ultra Instinct, with Trunks smirking as he would begin to power up his aura. Trunks would say that after the Tournament of Power, he saw that his power wasn't enough, and decided that he wants to grow even stronger. Trunks' aura would then begin to flame up, with Trunks saying that this power comes deep within by a burning desire to prove his ego. Trunks would then show off his Ultra Ego, with his destructive aura blazing through the sky, with BEERUS smirking, saying the real battle is finally going to begin. Gohan would then watch as Trunks would then charge forward at insane speeds and would throw a punch, with Gohan barely dodging it. Trunks would then continue throwing punch after punch, with him leaving his body unguarded, so Gohan would then gut punch Trunks off, with Trunks smiling as he would charge back and headbutt Gohan. Gohan would look on confused, with Trunks saying that he can't use his head if he's getting hit. Trunks would then grab onto Gohan and begin to headbutt him repeatedly, with Gohan then slipping through and kicking Trunks away. Trunks would nearly fall out of the ring, but then Trunks would stop himself. Trunks would then look up as he would wipe some blood off his lip. Gohan would look on confused, but would charge forward, going in for a punch, which would land, with him then firing out a flurry of punches and kicks at immeasurable speeds, with Trunks taking all of the hits and then punching Gohan away. Gohan would then be surprised to sense Trunks' powers skyrocket. Trunks would then charge forward, with Gohan then going in and clashing, with the two going blow for blow as their auras would brighten the sky. Their power would create such powerful shockwaves that Whis would have to set up barriers around the audience. Gohan would then uppercut Trunks to the sky, with Trunks then flipping backwards, with Trunks then firing a destructive burning attack. Gohan would have trouble pushing it away, but would be able to condense it in his hands. Trunks would then shout at Gohan to go full power and to stop holding back on him. He knows he still is. Gohan would then power up his aura even more, which would push Trunks back, with Trunks then powering up back himself, with their auras pushing against each other. They then absorb their auras into their fists, and then charge forward and clash fists. Their power is so extreme to the point that reality itself cracks and crumbles all around them. They would then enter a realm that would be outside of reality, with Gohan looking around confused, but then focused, as Trunks would charge forward, grabbing Gohan's face and throwing him through multiple time crystals. Gohan would then charge back, with the two pushing the battle further and further. Gohan and Trunks would be tired, with the two barely being able to stay transformed, with Trunks then powering up one last attack. He would cup his hands together and begin to charge a Gallic gun, with Gohan looking up, but then powering up a Kamehameha. Trunks would then shout out, "Gallic gun!" and Gohan would fire his attack, with the attacks colliding. The attacks would become brighter and brighter until everything would turn to white. The two would then wake up in the real world, with Gohan seeing that he is out of the ring, and Trunks is the winner. Hercule would then announce Trunks as the World Martial Arts Champion, with the crowd cheering and chanting, with my cheering for Trunks, as Trunks would go over to Gohan and heal him and helping him up. Trunks would ask Gohan if he really gave it his all, with Gohan saying that, yep, that was his full power. But Trunks somehow caught up to him. Gohan would tell Trunks that he's very proud of him, and that he knew since the beginning, since they were facing the threat of the androids, that Trunks would be the strongest one day, with Trunks chuckling, saying that it took him long enough, huh? Gohan and Trunks would laugh, as Pan and Videl would hug Gohan as they would exit the ring. Before Gohan leaves, Trunks would thank Gohan for everything, as now he knows what he will do. He will protect the universe by becoming the next god of destruction. It will take some time, but he promises Gohan that he will make it one day. While leaving, Hercule would say that he has something to show Gohan, with Gohan being confused, and Hercule would say that it was because of Gohan that everyone is able to live in peace now, and he is very proud to be his father-in-law. Gohan would say that before him, it was his father, and they could never forget that, with Hercule smirking, saying, he knows. Gohan would look on shocked, with Hercule then showing Gohan a statue of Goku. Gohan would look shocked and then tear up, with Hercule saying that he will make sure that the future generations to come will always know the heroes that fought for their peace, and to never forget Goku. Gohan would thank Hercule and would head home with his family. And with that, we end the story of what if future BEERUS woke up in the future timeline. Thank you guys so much for finishing out this series with me, and so much for watching this entire series as a whole. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys leave a like, share, and subscribe, as this series was one of my favorites to work on. And yeah, oh god, I'm terrible at this. This is just one of my favorite series to work on, and it's definitely what I've been working on hardest out of all of these. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the views and all the likes and everything. I'm literally just gonna leave that in because I'm a dope. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, you guys know what to do, and I'll see you guys later.